How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Okay, that's great. And can you tell me your name, please?
My name is Hong In Kim.
Okay. And it's a bit rainy outside. Were you okay?
Well, it was a bit rainy in very early morning, but when I'm on my way, it stopped raining, so it was fine.
Oh, okay. That's wonderful. I'm happy to hear that. Okay, so let's get going with part 1 of our speaking test.
Okay.
So, what do you usually do on weekends?
On weekends, I try to get as much sleep as possible because I usually don't get a lot of sleep during the weekdays because I'm usually very busy studying for my major. So most of the time, I try to catch up some sleep that I've been deprived of during the weekdays. And if I have any time left, I try to do some workouts for my health, and some other things that I like to do on the weekend is to hang out with my friends, like to catch up how they're doing. So yeah, these are the things that I like doing during the weekends.
Okay, great. And did you do anything special last weekend?
Last weekend, I was in my hometown with my family, and my sister came home from university during the weekend, so we had some family time together, and I made some creamy pasta for her, which is one of the dishes that I have been practicing lately. So we had some cozy family time.
Okay, wonderful. And what will you do next weekend?
For the next weekend, I don't have much plans made in advance, but I'm reading some books about Korean history lately. Korean history is one of the things that I've been interested in nowadays, so I think I'll get some books from the library and try to get through the book as much as I can.
Okay, wonderful. That sounds really nice.
Thank you.
And what do other people in your hometown usually do on weekends?
For the people in my hometown, I think they do the things that are very typical for other people as well. For example, just like me, they would catch up on their sleep and have some family time, or they might go to some other cities nearby my hometown, which is, for example, cities like Busan. And I think that's what people mostly do.
Okay, great. Okay, so that is the end of part 1. So now we're going to do part 2. I will give you a sheet of paper and a pencil so you can prepare your answer for 1 minute. Okay? So your question is, describe a person who taught you a skill when you were a child. All right, and you have 1 minute to prepare. Okay, that's 1 minute. So can you describe a person who taught you a skill when you were a child?
Okay, I can think of a time when I was a child. Well, one day, my brother taught me how to ski. I was in New Zealand for English learning process, and I was there with my mom and my brother, and we went on a weekend vacation to a nearby ski resort in a home that we stayed. But the problem was it was my first time to ever go on a ski trip, and I was really afraid of learning skiing from foreigners. But then the real problem was learning from a foreign teacher to teach me ski was the only option I had since we were abroad. So we were in this kind of trouble where I didn't want to go off to a lesson with someone I don't know, and as a child I was really afraid of being left alone with a foreign teacher. So my brother decided he would learn the skills first, and then he would teach me how to do it. And luckily, my brother is a really he has some gifted ability in learning this sport really quick. So he was able to get the skills really quick, and he delivered what he learned from the teacher to me, and we were able to enjoy the ski trip very happily. So he took me to a real beginner courses, and he told me that it's not something that you have to be afraid of, and it's okay, that he has my back for it. And it was I think basically the first time that I've ever felt my brother so as a reliable person, because he was a child himself by back then, so he was always playing tricks on me, and he was always more interested in going out with his friends. So I thought that as a child he wasn't doing much of his responsibility as an older brother. But then I felt really thankful that he dedicated his time for me to teach me the skills how to ski in a fun way. So this is like one of my favorite childhood memories of like being thrown in a like a ski slope in another country, like being rescued by my brother. Like he told me how to enjoy skiing, and without him, like I would have been sitting somewhere, like not being able to ski. And that ski trip would have been one of the worst. Could have turned out to be a very bad childhood memory, but thanks to my brother, I was able to enjoy the trip. So since then, skiing has been one of my hobbies that I like to do in the winter time, and until now, I go skiing with my brother very often, and we always talk about the time that how he like was a good brother to me, and he always like brags about it. So I think it's a fun memory to me.
Okay, great. All right, great job. So now we'll move on to part 3 of the test.
Okay.
So, what skills should children learn before school?
I think like one of the most important skills that a child has to learn before school is about socializing. I know that before entering school, children don't have like much chance to get along with other kids. But then it could be a trouble when they're like suddenly thrown out into a school full of other strangers if the child hasn't learned how to socialize with others in advance. So like before school, I think the parents should like at least try to give as much opportunities for their children to how to get along with their peers.
Okay, great. And what is the difference between the roles of teachers and parents in education?
I would say the main difference is about like teaching the educational materials. Like for example, like teachers, I mostly think about learning like some really academic stuff like mathematics, science, or English. That the educational materials that are really academic. But then parents are more has the responsibility of teaching their kids in some education that can be done in-house. For example, teach them some social rules or like moral lessons. So I think that would be whether it's academic or not, whether the focus is on the academic or not, I think that's the main difference.
Okay, very good. And how do adults learn a new skill?
Yeah, personally, I think it's quite a challenge for adults to learn a new skill. But then if they wanted to, like it would of course depend on what skill is it they want to learn, but they can enroll a class easily nowadays. There are all sorts of classes that you can enroll to learn a new skill. Like for example, like if you're an elderly who is not familiar with the recent technologies, for example, like using the computer or phones, there's like a class prepared for them. And even the foreign languages, like it's easy to have access to education if a person wanted to really look for them.
Okay, great. And is the internet good for learning new skills?
I would absolutely say yes. Especially, I think YouTube is a great example how it can be a great platform for education. Like if you type in just like one simple keyword of like how to do like something, there's like you can find hundreds of YouTubers who are ready to help for you. Like it would include the most basic level to the advanced level, and yeah. So I think internet can be a really great way for a person to start out a new thing.
Okay, very good.